Alrighty then. Check. All right, the microphone's working. I think we're good to go. Don't know why the Ziploc bag's here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's the new year. It's 2024, and we turned over a new leaf. We're no longer building gaming computers. No, I'm just kidding. But we are building a workstation PC today. This is going to go to. It's actually for like a family, like extended family member here in town for their business. So they're going to be, you know, running some of their stuff for their auto body shop off of this computer. So we got the i5-12400, terabyte of storage, 32 gigs of DDR4 RAM, nice little 550 watt power supply, more than what's necessary for this build. Little Thermalright Assassin, again, probably overkill for this little 6-core CPU, but you know, why not? And then we've got this MSI Pro B760 motherboard with Wi-Fi and a nice little Antec case that doesn't have a side panel or anything, so it's nice, understated, perfect for any business, really. Mark, what's up, my guy? Happy freaking New Year. Welcome. Welcome to 2024. Okay, so yeah, that's kind of all there really is to it. 32 gigs of RAM, terabyte of storage, i5-12400, separate CPU cooler than the one Intel gives us, Wi-Fi built in on the motherboard, and a very simple case. Yo, Southern Metal, how we doing? Happy freaking New Year. So, should we get started? I think we should. I don't want to take that down there. I want that up here. All right, the other thing I need to put down is that power supply. So let's get to it. Goodness. There we go. How's everybody doing today? What's going on? Everybody have a good New Year. Everyone just, you know, ever so slightly hungover maybe. I'm not, but, you know, maybe you guys are. I'm old enough that I didn't feel like drinking last night or going out. I just hung out in here with the doggo and weathered the storm of fireworks because he does not like them. So, wasn't too shabby. Played some video games. Alrighty. So, MSI motherboard. Bunch of crap all over my desk pad here. Yo, what's up, MJ? How we doing? Got to make sure we remember to put this in the case before we try and put the motherboard in. And yeah, let's get our i5-12400 in here. Been sick all weekend, so you're home on New Year's. That's a bummer. I mean, I'm usually home on New Year's these days, but being sick all weekend does not sound enjoyable. And yeah, I want me to take this out. There we go. Chilled on the couch, cheered some champagne, and was in bed before 1. Hey, there you go. Yeah, I was in bed right around 1. Maybe a little after, but yeah, because I was here at the office, so then I had to, you know, drive home and get the dog home and all that sort of stuff. And then get ready for bed. A stomach bug? Ooh. Those are the worst. I hate having stomach stuff. i5-12400. It's a great little CPU, especially for what they'll be doing with it. And it's going to be pretty much everything in this build is going to be like 10 times better than what they're using currently. So it's going to be pretty awesome. Nice general workstation build. Yeah, that's kind of the idea, was like general little workstation build and have it be something that's not from like Dell or HP where nothing's proprietary. So if something breaks or needs to get worked on or whatever, he can just bring it back. We can swap out parts as needed. Super simple. And it has really good airflow, oversized power supply. Yeah, so just winning all around. And I think it's significantly cheaper than what he paid for his last one, which is like literally the slowest thing I've ever seen. The last computer they bought, I think they paid over $1,000 for, and it had like a spinning hard drive and stuff in it still, and it just barely moved. Like it took forever to even just get Windows to boot up. I couldn't believe how poor it was. Your dogs are not a fan of the fireworks? Yeah, my dog is very, very opposed to loud sounds, including fireworks. So I try and keep him in like a confined space, and then he seems to do a lot better like that because he doesn't have anywhere to like run around or furniture and stuff to like jump up and down on and all that. So he kind of just like lays down and relaxes, which is basically what he does all day anyways. So he doesn't quite relax when all the fireworks are going off, but it's, it's about as close as we can hope for. Happy New Year. What's up, RK? How we doing? Girl Dad, how you doing today? Both kids had it first and then you got it? Ugh. So it's just been like weeks of sickness at this point then, Mark? All right, we've got our 1 terabyte SSD installed. Next, we're gonna have to put in this CPU cooler. Now, this is a small enough CPU, and based on the stuff that they're gonna be doing, realistically, we probably could have got away with just using the stock Intel CPU cooler, but that thing is just so bad that I, in good conscience, couldn't do that. And this is only like, this is like a $25 CPU cooler, so it really just kind of made sense to, spend the little bit of money to upgrade to this guy rather than using the crappy one that Intel gives you. The system integrators, especially the big ones, they make it overly expensive and call it enterprise. You can buy and use all the enterprise security software. Yeah, exactly. Like there are some things that are actually like enterprise and like, they, should charge a premium for it, but a lot of the stuff, yeah, it doesn't make any sense. Like even the last build I did that was also a workstation. I think I saved the customer like almost like $1,000 on that build. Gave him like way newer, better specs, and just like overall was better in every way. And it's just because people like Dell and HP. I'm guessing they probably just have all this stuff left over, and so they're like, oh, we're not going to lower our prices. We'll just find some schmuck who was willing to pay for it. I don't know. It's ridiculous to me. Kids had it over Christmas. Man, had to delete a lot of Game Scare SSD to 60%. You're approaching 90%. Oh, jeez. All right, LG 1700. Usually 1700 is the outer one. That, okay. Cool. Yo, what up, Wes? How dare you use my government name? How dare you? All right, got that back on there. Thankfully they put some stickies on it so it won't fall off. Okay, so 1700 is this one at the center. Oh, they didn't like perforate it or anything? All right, don't need this. Oh, let's get this other stuff out first. Need these clips to hold our fans on. Oh, they just have 2 brackets and they cover AMD and Intel. That's interesting. You don't see that too often. You were on fire. Also, I figured out that I was a complete noob and had your fans and radiator running all exhaust for the last 2 years. Thermals were okay. I swapped all the fans around, which they don't look interesting. Yeah, it's you should probably put those on. Should probably put this on the right way. It's a good idea. Okay, these are gonna have to go this way, but I need these standoffs first. They don't look as good with the plastic arm sticking out. Yeah. Sometimes you just gotta live with it, I guess. Okay, so we got that in there. Now I can stick this on here. Like that. Shouldn't matter which direction it goes, but I don't think it's gonna fit the other way, so. They were AIOs, they were pre-mounted fans. Oh, gotcha. Yeah, the pre-mounted ones, yeah, they basically just assume that you're gonna put it in one spot on the case, and if you don't, then yeah, you're kind of screwed. Like the Arctic cooler that I have on my test rig now is like that, where they just come pre-installed. Then you have to either take them off or just leave them, depending on what configurations your case allows. Okay. Have them all as intake now, so 720 millimeters of cooling. I don't know if that's how that works, Girl Dad. Yo, what's up, Caked? Your PC doesn't let you download games. Don't know. Depends on how you're trying to download games and whatnot. All right, we got some thermal paste here. Let me go get a paper towel just in case the beginning of that doesn't look too good. Got my little paper towel. Squeeze a little bit in here just to make sure. Okay, that looks okay. Sometimes the first little bit is like super watery or whatever. All right, that's probably good. It's probably more than enough, to be honest. But that's okay. Thermalright. You have two 360 millimeter AIOs, one for CPU, one for the GPU. Oh, okay. I see. Ideally, you don't want it all as intake, though. Unless you have like a very, very open case, you need to do like, I typically do the front and bottom as intake, and then the top and back as exhaust. And that's kind of how you're going to get the best overall airflow in the case. Because even though they're on radiators, if your interior airflow is kind of wonky, it still isn't going to work properly. All right, do these go on there? They look like they would go on there. Happy New Year, Caked. Yeah, I don't know why you wouldn't be able to download games all of a sudden. Okay, got that fan on. Whoops. Yeah, like are you not getting any internet connection at all, or like what's going on? It's not really enough to go on. No. Stay, stay. All right, there we go. Have that side on. There we go. Now it's all connected. Okay, got that. And there's our CPU fan port right there. We can maybe kind of tuck these down a little bit. And we'll pull those to the back of the case if we have enough length. Okay, it's got that just like that. Now let's get our RAM in there. Good airflow. I want to try a slightly positive pressure. I mean, if all of those fans are intake though, that's more than slightly positive pressure. Like if you don't have any exhaust fans, I mean, it's a little more than just a little bit of positive pressure. And it's less about positive pressure and more about having, you want less focus on, you know, positive versus negative pressure. The main focus should be on, is your fan configuration creating smooth pathways of airflow, you know? That's really the important bit. Coming from an engineer who, you know, worked with stuff in aerodynamics before, that would be my suggestion. Don't abandon your engineering principles. You installed a new GPU and motherboard with an Intel i7. Oh, are you able to connect to the internet at all, Caked? Because if you're not, then I'm guessing it just doesn't have an Ethernet driver built in, because Intel's pretty notoriously bad about doing that. All right. Here is our case. It's very simple. If you're a gamer, very boring, but it's okay. This is not, for gaming, it's not meant to be flashy. It's meant to be quiet, and it's meant to work. I would agree with your airflow recommendation. Ha! See, RK agrees with me. Oh, look at that. It's got some sound paneling on there too. That's nice. Okay. We gotta find all of our accessories on here. You also split the airflow for the rads to the two closest fans. And more sound paneling. This should be a really quiet PC once it's all assembled. All right, where is the accessories? The stupid little, like, well, I mean, they're gonna have to interact with each other's airflow because it's one solid, you know, airflow characteristic within your case, right? I mean, they're not separate airflow. Like, everything is coming in from the case and then coming out somewhere else, right? So anything else that you do within the case is going to affect other things in the case. Now, having extra intakes versus exhaust is probably better, but you're still, I think, better off trying to focus on laminar flow than caring too much about positive and negative pressure. Okay. Let's get our, whatever this thing is, IO shield in there. Need your opinion on something? Go for it. Ask away. That's okay, we can disagree. Okay. It actually went in easier than I thought. Sometimes those don't really like to go in and stay in. Okay. Let's set this down. There we go. Let's get this guy out of the way. Is that hard drive bay in the way of this motherboard? Kind of feels like it. Oh my gosh. Nope, not quite. They sure didn't give me a lot of extra space there. That's kind of annoying. That's okay. Oh, they didn't put in a couple of the, cool. They didn't put in the stands for the ATX board, for the standoffs. You think you should get a new PC? Well, you know where to come for a new PC, Caked. All right. Hidden in here somewhere should be a couple of motherboard standoffs. There's 1, 2, and 3. There we go. Okay, let's get my thing out here. Why do you think you need a new PC, Caked? Just because you don't have internet right now? That's a pretty simple fix. And it does not require any hardware changes. Okay, now we have standoffs on all of our, where all of our holes should be. There we go, that's better. Okay, perfect. Let's find some screws for mounting our motherboard. Here we go. How much is it for a normal gaming PC for you to build? I mean, there's no like normal gaming PC. I mean, you can see like there's the gamer PC on my website. That one's $1249 built and shipped, taxes and everything included. I can build stuff cheaper than that. If you don't have all of the money on hand though, the gamer PC is probably the way to go if you're going on the budget end, because you can use a firm to pay it off over time. Yeah, I mean, gaming PCs, there is no such thing. It's just like a normal gaming PC. I mean, there's so many options that it can be, you know, $1,000. It can be $5,000. Look at, it's just kind of the way it works. All right. Got all that installed. I think we could get Susan out. Not that we need her for too long today, but might as well. Don't want her to feel left out today. What is the cheapest PC I've got for gaming? I'm trying to remember. I mean, if you want to be able to like play modern games at any sort of reasonable level, I would not recommend spending less than like $1,100. If you spend like less than $1,100 or $1,000 with like that's shipping and everything obviously included, your gaming performance is going to be pretty poor. So unless gaming is like completely secondary and your focus is something else, yeah, I wouldn't spend less than that. All right, we got our USB 3 installed. Got HD audio installed. Let's see, we got some fans here. Okay. HDD LED reset switch. Oh, interesting, these are all separated. Okay. You need one for college. And then the gaming is secondary then. I mean, what are you doing in college? Like, do you have any sort of like super heavy usage needs for college or no? What GPU would an $1,100 PC come with? It would probably be like maybe a 1660 or like a 6500 or 6600, something in that realm. Okay. Can these fans reach all the way over here? That one can, at least. Oh, I've got system fan headers over there. I could put those over there. That'd be better. Okay, got that one in. Not really gaming. Need a lot of RAM because if you have a lot of files, you don't need a lot of RAM, you need storage. I have a Corsair pre-built PC. Specs are 5900X, V550, 3080 Ti, 3200, and H100i RGB, and a Corsair 750 watt. I can't believe your 750 watt is still surviving that. I would say that's pretty undersized for those 3080 Ti's, especially with all the power spikes that the 30 series have. Okay, all that stuff's plugged in now. I stream and game on one PC I want to upgrade to make it run better. What should you upgrade first? If you're trying to do like the minimal amount of stuff, yeah, Kicked, if you're not really gaming, then like you can get a pretty solid PC for 1100 because you could forego having a GPU at all and just have a baller CPU. Southerns, yeah, if you're trying to do like minimal, the 5900X. See, here's the problem. If you're trying to stream a game on the one PC, like you could do like the 5950X maybe to get a little bit better spec, or a little bit better, but you can also jump down to the 5800X 3D. You just might not have enough cores to do everything that you're trying to do at once, you know, if you're streaming and gaming from the one PC. I feel like it almost makes more sense to get new motherboard, new CPU, and new RAM and go newer gen, like go 7000 series CPU with DDR5 RAM and you know, a B650 motherboard or something, all at once, and then you're going to see a huge uptick in performance. But that's, you know, $500 maybe $700 to do all that. You might be able to get away with the 5800X 3D. Like the 5800X 3D might have enough cores to do everything you're trying to do, as long as you don't have like a crap ton of stuff running in the background. That one might work. If you want better gaming performance, 100% a 5800X 3D is going to blow that 5900X out of the water. What am I doing here? Let's get the power supply out. Yeah, without switching out the motherboard and stuff. Yeah, it's hard because like with that 5000 series, the 5800X 3D gaming performance is insane. But with only 8 cores, yeah, it might not be quite enough depending on, you know, how much production value and other stuff you run in the back of your, like on your stream. Yeah, but then if you want like better gaming performance and extra cores, like you pretty much have to upgrade to the 7000 series. Yo, what's up, Bia? Okay. If I do that, I want to build at FPS Beast as a new gaming PC and use your current PC as a stream PC. I want to upgrade to get a little better performance on both aspects. Yeah, it's kind of hard. I mean, how many like other apps and stuff are you running in the background while you're streaming? Like what all do you have going on in your PC? Because the stream itself and the recording itself don't use a whole lot of your CPU. It's mostly your GPU. But if you have like Knoxbot and you know, if you have a bunch of like Google Chrome stuff up and like, you know, anything else like that, it's gonna eat away at your CPU quick. I know 8 cores sounds like a lot, and it used to be a lot, but with all the extra stuff going on these days, it's like, well, 8 cores is not an insane amount. Okay, so we don't need SATA, don't need this GPU cable, we need this one CPU cable, that's it. Don't need that. It's nice only having 2 things to plug in. Just need the motherboard power and CPU power. Probably too many things. Yeah, that's fair. Okay, that was simple. Just gonna slide our power supply in here. Let's get these out. Voice Mod Steel Series. Oh my god, okay, yeah, so I don't feel like 8 cores is gonna serve you super well if you've got all that stuff going on in the background. Do you know what your CPU usage looks like while you're running your stream and everything? Like, have you ever checked that out? pretty high, running like 80 CODs running. That's your CPU usage, not your GPU usage too. Yeah, that sounds about right. So yeah, you're not gonna benefit from going to a 5800X 3D because that's just a lot. Is this a mid tower? Yes. Yes, this is a mid tower case. I also just realized I never plugged in the exhaust fan, so I need to do that still. Okay, I can't see what I'm doing. Just like feeling around for the CPU header. CPU power header. There we go, got it. Yeah, that's pretty high. So yeah, if you went down to a 5800X 3D, you're gonna be in even worse shape. Man, I don't know what to tell you. Personally, I would not suggest doing like a simple, like a small upgrade. Cause most any upgrade that you could do, I don't think you would really have a noticeable effect. In gaming or streaming performance without swapping out like your motherboard and all that stuff. I mean, adding RAM and stuff is probably gonna help, but I honestly think your bottleneck right now is likely your CPU speed and stuff. Oh my gosh, I hate this thing right here. They put this drive bay right here, and it just is constantly in the way of everything. Like, my suggestion, honestly, would be either, you know, get a new gaming computer and maybe like a cheap GPU with the new gaming computer, and then you could swap over your 3080 Ti to the new gaming computer, or getting a new motherboard, RAM, and CPU, go up to like 7000 series or a new Intel, newer Intel, and beef up your one PC. I know that's not what you wanted to hear, but I can't in good conscience say, hey, spend $300 on, you know, another 5000 series CPU, or like get some more RAM, or God forbid buy another super expensive GPU and be pretty much in the same boat. So that 3080 Ti is a baller CPU or GPU, so it really, I think it comes down to your RAM speed and your CPU speed, and possibly your motherboard, because it's not a super crazy motherboard either. I could remove the drive case. I don't need to, I'm just being annoying. It's fine now. I got it. The 5950X might help a bit, just because you are running such high CPU usage. If you do that, you definitely need a better CPU cooler. The 240 millimeter is probably fine for the 5900X, but is not likely going to be enough for the 5950X. Like that's like that might have pulled it a little too tight on that header. Current plan was just to save and get another PC for gaming and use my current for streaming. Yeah, I mean, you definitely can save money. Like, you'll save money by upgrading your current one and using it for both. But I think you have to spend a little bit more than I think you were really wanting to spend, you know? All right, that's good enough. Doesn't need to be like tight up here. I just want it to kind of stay there. I don't have to ship this one, thankfully enough, so I don't have to worry about the zip ties coming loose and shipping or anything falling out, because it ain't going nowhere. I mean, it's going somewhere. It's just like a couple miles down the road. Okay. Do I have any more of these? Oh, I do have some more. Come on. Just doing a wee bit of cable management down here. Trying to keep everything nice and tidy. What thermal paste did I use on this one? I just used the stuff that came with the CPU cooler. It's just Thermalright TF4. I mean, it's a really low wattage CPU, and the CPU cooler is probably more than capable of, should be more than capable of keeping that thing cool. So we didn't use anything special, just the stuff that it came with. That's typically what I do for most builds, is just use what the CPU cooler comes with, unless it's like a really high-end build or something, or the customer maybe specifically requests it, but it's not very common. All right, there we go. Nice and clean in the back. Yeah, I mean, it's for office work. It's not gonna be under any excruciating loads. Like, he told me like kind of what sort of programs and stuff they run, and it's pretty minimal. It's nothing super intense. And it's a 6-core i5 non-K chip, so it's not like even if it was getting worked harder, it wouldn't produce that much heat either way. All right, so you know, very simple. No GPU in there. No, I mean there is some RGB. That's an RGB set of RAM. Mostly just because that's what I had that in stock that I'm trying to use up. So I suggested that, and they get it for, you know, a little bit cheaper than other stuff. But all right, well, that's all it took. We're done. This computer is built. So you guys know what time it is. I need you to throw up some emojis, preferably fire emojis, so that we can fire this baby up, all right? I'm gonna give you a minute. I'm gonna dim the lights, although there's not really any RGB in there, so I don't know how much dimming of the lights I should do, but you know, we'll see. All right, I'm gonna need to see some fire emojis in the chat. I'm gonna move this camera real quick, and then when I get back, if there's not fire emojis, then like, how are we supposed to turn this thing on? What are we even supposed to do? Give you guys about 20 seconds here. And then hopefully the chat will be flooded with fire emojis. And then you'll get to see this baby purring. Honestly, you probably wouldn't even be able to hear it if I put my microphone up against it. It's hopefully gonna be really, really quiet. That might be putting a little too much faith in the fans provided by Antec in the case. Okay. Got about 5 more seconds before I check the chat. Look at that. B came in with some fire emojis. RK with some emojis. All right. Let's fire this bad boy up. Oh, I gotta find the power button up there. Ready? Are we ready? It's a very stiff, non-feedback power button. But hey, here we go. It's working. Also, I think I flipped the LED button things. What's up, Dark? How we doing? I think I flipped the LED things here because they're not lighting up right now. There we go. Yep, I did flip them. Look, there's even an LED. Oh, you guys can't see it from there. Never mind. But there is a power LED now to indicate that it's turned on there. We've got the green boot light inside. You can see that, maybe. You can kind of see it. It's right up here. Little green boot light. So it booted, posted into the BIOS. I mean, we didn't really have to worry about that with a build like this. There's no way we would have, there's nothing really to get wrong, you know? Like simple cooler, couple of connectors in, power, that's it. So I think we're looking pretty good. Some real nice screwing in there. That's right. Dude, this thing doesn't even make a noise. Hold on. I'm gonna put the other case panel on. I won't screw it on. I'll just kind of stick it on there. And then I'm gonna take my microphone off. Sorry, made a bunch of noise. I'm gonna take my microphone off and see if you guys can hear anything from this computer. Nothing. I was watching the bar on OBS, and my mic wasn't picking up anything. You might have been hearing a little bit from the music, but completely silent. I can hear just if I put my ear up against it, I can get like just like a whooshing sound a little bit of some of the air exhausting. They're probably raving. Oh yeah, I'm sure they're at pretty minimal. But again, based on temperatures and stuff, likely that's exactly what they're going to be like most of the time. Not too shabby, huh? All right, we can take the side panel off so at least there's something interesting to look at. Look, Navy, I'm almost on time too. I said I would be ready at 2:30 and it's 2:20. Look at me go. Yeah, any questions on the build, y'all? Not too shabby for an engineer. That's right. I might not be as fancy as a technician, but you know, sometimes we engineers can do something right. We're not all a bunch of dummies. All right, just kind of move my stream deck here over to my other spot. I feel like everyone in their lifetime has had a bad experience caused by an engineer, you know? It's pretty typical. Okay. Let's see here.